Oh my God. Hello, listeners.
This
This has
was the
been
worst.
a trial.
Oh
Oh
my,
my God. Um,
why?
so Skype decided it didn't want to work. And then we had to figure out Discord, but neither of us really know Discord. And now this is what life is. But anyway,
So
this
hopefully
is,
you can hear both of us. If not, I guess we'll just have to not ever do this episode.
I guess that's the case. Anyway,
Wow.
this is Luna, otherwise known as Healing Steel on Tumblr.
I am Rab, otherwise known as Jitterbug Juno on Tumblr, and I've got a secret for you, Luna.
What's the secret?
The secret is that we are not affiliated with the Penumbra podcast in any way, shape, or form. We are just two fans here to talk about episodes of Juno Steel. So
I don't know. Sophie and Kevin know my first name. Like they recognize me at the live show.
oh my god. Oh
So I
my
think I
god.
might be affiliated with the Penumbra podcast now.
Why was everything I know a lie?
In all seriousness, no, we're not.
That
So
is
so
amazing
today,
though.
today was a second Citadel release, and if y'all haven't listened to it, would recommend as someone who's not that into Second Citadel. I thought it was really wonderful and had major Redwall vibes if you read those books as a kid.
Yes. And
But
I
today,
got
oh, go ahead.
teary-eyed. Like I
Oh
which were
yeah,
I only knew those characters for like 20 minutes, and by the end I was really emotional. So yeah, go
yeah,
listen. Go hop on. But
yeah.
yeah,
Even if
Juno
you haven't read
Steel.
Second Citadel, it's worth it.
Yes.
Um, Juno Steel, two murderous, two mask.
Wow.
So we've decided we're going to work through the backlog of episodes since this show has been around since 2016. Good lord.
Jesus.
Um, I know. I started listening to it spring break my freshman year of college, very early on. Um,
Wow.
but yeah, so we're gonna talk two murderous, two mask. I'm probably gonna reference some original murderous mask because I got into the show before the Redux came out.
Oh, that would be so cool. I got in after it did, like last summer,
Mm-hmm.
2018 summer. Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll have to fill me in because, like, as a comic artist who has like redone comics in the past, the thought of anybody like looking at my old work makes me so upset that the thought of listening to the like original Murderous Mask is like, no, I can't do it.
It's amazing. For a super quick rundown, um, Cecil has almost nothing to do. He's there, but he doesn't do much. Rex
Oh,
is 800 times more horny.
I still
Um,
can't believe that. Like, how? He's already so horny.
oh, it's there. It's there. It is off the goddamn charts. Um, and instead of cameraman and Cecil, they get beat up by the Triad, which honestly never comes back that much in other episodes, which I think is
Oh.
interesting that they totally abandoned the Triad thing.
There's that, and
Uh,
I'm very interested in the fact that they switched up Cassandra's motive a bit, like to her
and
TV
actor.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sophie.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
which
Oh
means what, like a
my
full half of characters were Sophie.
god. God bless. Oh, that's
Yes.
wonderful.
Also, Rab,
Oh.
you should know that now when I write the words murderous or mask, my phone autocorrects to two murderous, two mask. I just think that says a lot about me.
Your phone is right. There's
It
I
is.
have no complaints there. God, can I just say right off the bat that this is, as an episode, I think such a great springboard for the rest of the series. Like, it
Mm-hmm.
establishes so much, and the themes that come into play are very familiar, like throughout the series, like the whole, the group of people who will have their you know, empire of television, and they have to thwart them, and you've got the twins and an evil mother figure, and
there's
of course,
so many. There's so
yeah,
many parallels.
God, I
People,
love me some
people have a
parallels.
bionic arm.
Oh my fuck. Oh
We
god,
get
yeah.
we
I'm
get
sure this was like a throwaway, but like I love too that Nureyev is like listing things that he supposedly has in this med kit, and like one of the things is a bionic eye, and I'm like, oh, you do.
oh yeah. Okay. So Juno's opening monologue is honestly a lot tamer than I think some opening monologues of his are. He's
Yeah.
very like, it's a postcard, but what lurks within? It's probably the most openly noir we see him. Because, I mean, he's a goober, and he is not noir pretty quick. But, I mean, just so early on, we get bad art, decent cook, terrible gambler. And those are just things we've barely seen explored, but round him out so quickly.
Yes, I forgot entirely about the cooking bit until it came up in a Q&A, and I was like, what?
And then I wrote a fic.
Thank you for We All Have a Hunger. I eat that fic right up, ha ha ha.
I don't know what that means, but thank you.
I also want to see more of Juno with his terrible art. I want him to steal a
I
terrible
know, right?
painting. Yeah.
Yes. And Peter, of course, would have impeccable taste in art. So I think that will be very
affronted.
funny at some point. Yes.
Yes. Where is the bickering?
I know. Now the big thing is that go ahead.
Do you first.
Oh, I would just like to point out that Rex met Juno ass first.
Oh my goodness. What a view. Good for him. I'm so... These guys are so ridiculous. I love them.
They really are.
I saw this great comic. I'll link to it in the description when I find it again. Of like it was like Two Murderous, Two Mask explained, and it was just like Rex walking into like the detective office, and he's so tall that his like hair brushes the ceiling, and he just says, "I'm gay." And like Juno is halfway out the like, yeah.
Yeah. And Juno's scared of heights. Like, he must have been
so
kind of desperate to try to crawl out the fucking window.
Rip. Some part of him knew what was going to happen next.
It's true. I think Juno is very susceptible to hot twinks.
He could sense the presence of one nearby and knew he had to flee before it was too late. I'm also keeping, as we go through these episodes, I am keeping track of two things. One, things that exist in this world, because I get very confused. I'm like, I'll be writing and I'll want to, use an analogy. Like a recent one was like, and I have enough painkillers to take down a horse, and I'm like, would he know what a horse is? Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I've got a list going. Lions exist, kangaroos, apes, like gorillas, and rabbits, of course, exist.
Oh,
but maybe not the same ones, but there's a frame of reference there. And I also have a growl counter. For every time Juno goes,
Wow. Oh, something else I wanted to mention from original Murderous Mask. Yes. In the conversation with Sasha, Juno, like, hardcore hits on her.
Oh my god!
I know.
I'm so interested.
I know. And, like, as we know, Sasha is a lesbian. I don't care if they haven't. Sasha is a lesbian.
He does have such lesbian vibes.
Oh my god, the lesbian energy is just... Good lord. Good lord.
Good luck, Juno. Good luck with that. Mm-hmm. Wow, I'm glad that we dropped that.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah, I suspect maybe some of that came down to, we want to start out very noir, and the guy's always hitting on the dames and whatnot. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Quick side note, I love the music when Rex and Juno first meet. It's
swell.
I don't know. I mean, all the music is great, but that particular bit, I was very like, oh,
my little heart can't take. Oh.
Oh, I know. Oh, okay. So we got their meeting. I love that the rabbits come up here. This is when we start talking rabbits.
Yes.
Because Peter is like, oh, the kind I'm familiar with eat carrots and wrinkle their little nosies. And Juno's like, what the actual fuck? Who are you?
Yeah. The first hint that maybe things are. I don't know. I suppose he could have been elsewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. The big thing I want to hear your opinion on the occult, because we never really hear anything about like ghosts or demons or whatever after this episode, and it's kind of presented as something that's silly, but also like how entertained do you think Peter is to play a character that's just like 100% down for ghosts? And how do you think the metaphor? How do you think like the occult and the metaphor of a ghost plays into the rest of the series?
Oh my god, I really want to hear your opinion on that too, because I've thought about that before, because like all of season 1 is like dedicated to, or not all, but so much of it has to do with, you open with a ghost story, and then you have this Martian pill, and there's a lot of, sort of mythical stuff going on, like, and it creates, this world where that sort of stuff is possible. And it's a very fantastical element that doesn't really, I don't think, come back after season 1. So I don't know what that means, like, story-wise, but I do, before I ask your opinion on it, I do have to just say that I love that. I really believe Peter actually enjoys a lot of the stuff that Rex Glass does, because we hear him when he's underground with Juno in that, tomb birthing chamber. And he doesn't, maybe he's only doing it because he's nervous, but like, you hear him like, and he's like, oh, this is fascinating. Like the way that they're splitting like this. And it's almost the exact same way he was talking about, the tomb, or that's from this episode. And I'm like, Peter, you're just into history, aren't you? Like, just in general.
I mean, I think that also has to do with, like, I don't think Peter had much of a formal education.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and I think he's constantly trying to fill in gaps in his knowledge. But back to...
What do you think? Why? Why this? Why open with this?
Well, I think that they want to establish that... I think a lot of the theme in season 1 that kind of expands in season 2 is that magic and technology are two sides of the same coin. Because ancient Martian artifacts, like in the second episode, there's a damn teleporter. Like, and maybe it's not magic, but it does matter, and it is something that is outside the realm of our understanding.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This is not a fully formed theory, but I think it's very cool that the technology we see that we don't understand, the ancient Martian stuff that's out there, is very emotional. Like, it's, I mean, the Martian bomb is a suicide. Well, we'll add a trigger warning, but it's a suicide implement. And And then in season 2 we get the Thea, and how technology we do understand can also affect feelings and can also grow. I don't know. I think the interactions between magic and technology and understanding and things we can and can't understand, I think especially with Second Citadel it's a lot more obvious, but I think that's something that Kevin and Sophie are interested in, and I like how it plays out. But also I think it's important in the first episode to establish Juno as someone who's where ghosts are with him, like whether they're metaphysical or not. He is someone who carries around a lot of ghosts, and I think by making that literal, at least at first, I think we get a lot of insight. I don't know.
Oh,
That's one of my more half-baked theories.
That was what I was going to say. Is I disagree. I don't think that's a half-baked theory. I think that's a full theory. You pointed out an overarching sort of conflict. Machine and fantasy and emotion. Oh God. Honestly, the way that they even stated for our benefit, Juno said that there were, monsters inside. Everybody said, "Oh God!" And then we got, the monsters reflection. Oh, yeah, but getting ahead of myself. But yeah, no. Now I've got a lot to think about in that regard. Oh, ow! You always do this to me. you always
good at, Rab.
You reduce me to saying, "Oh God, oh, I hadn't thought of that." Oh. Yeah, well, now I'm going to need to dwell on it too.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. What are your thoughts on the relationship between Juno, Cass, and Cecil?
I always got the sense that the three of them were at some point, maybe not friends, but I don't know, the way that they talked about Cass and Juno talked about drinking. I could see them, hanging out at the pouring floor or whatever that's called. But
oh no, it's the Kanagawas. It would be much fancier.
Oh fuck, you're right. No wonder they probably didn't hang out too much. Probably didn't go to the same school when they did go to school. But yeah, I was more looking at I don't know, I was looking at how Juno and Peter were interacting and how Juno and Rita were interacting, because it was such a shock to me to be in this place at the end of season 3 and then just hurtle myself back in time.
Oh,
yeah, and be revisiting these relationships before they had, we had any context, and in the case of Juno and Peter, before they had any context. So I wasn't really thinking about Juno and the Kanagawas very much. But do you have a thought about them?
Yes. I think that Juno and Cass were at least friends with benefits, honestly.
I like that.
Right? Yeah. They have this kind of tense intimacy that I think is really interesting. And I really think they all did drugs together, because at one point because remember Cass says I'm clean, goddammit, I've been clean for years.
Yes.
So
fuck.
There's Luna's sad feelings.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm definitely of the headcanon that Juno used, because it's very hard not to
anymore.
Yeah. Oh God.
I mean, when Thea was trying to convince Juno to get a Thea soul, talked about drug use.
Oh my God. Well, fuck. Then absolutely. Why wouldn't they use together? That sounds, use together, get drunk together, maybe do a little smexy.
Please don't say that ever again. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
That's just, I'm upset. Rab.
Sorry.
Ugh.
As an ace person, am I allowed to make, like, gross Smex jokes? I'm sorry.
No!
I don't mean them.
If you must.
God.
Okay.
Like, continuing on, I'm, like, looking through my notes, like, trying to figure out what's next in terms of order, because I always, like, hear something at the beginning that reminds me of the end, and
and
so
that's
they're
good storytelling.
Yeah, exactly. It all references each other. There are these seeds that are dropped here that they really don't let go. I mean, especially I'm looking at, Peter saying things like, control your name and you control yourself, and like, I want to work with you, but you'll have to cooperate. And then just the little things, like about how he mentions floor plan memorization. And it's very similar to how Mag was, like, you can tell a lot from a building from a floor plan. What's this room? The bathroom? Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
God, fucking Mag.
I love Mag.
Okay. I think the thing that I really want to touch on from the first half is, I mean, the first half is kind of the cast half, and the second half is the sequel half. But with the cast, with part one of cast, I think that just based on what happens later, the Juno literally running from any discussion of feelings.
Yeah, and literally running from a monster that they likened to the monsters inside his head. Yeah.
No, but remember they get trapped in a closet, and Rex is like, "What does your name mean?" And like there's a lot of sexual tension.
Yeah.
And compounded by Juno being like, "Oh, so here's my trauma."
Honey, no. Honey, no.
You know what? Like, sometimes you gotta.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to talk about your trauma to strangers in broom closets.
Talking about trauma in general with strangers is sometimes very tempting. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right? It's like, if I never see you again, then you can know everything about me. I don't care.
Yeah, or the kind of, there's something nice about no one knowing, but at the same time you get frustrated because no one knows. Weird balance. But I like also that Juno, the 2 times he seems to ever talk about his trauma, like, or maybe 3, like, he'll veil it in, like, humor. But like, other than that, it's like he'll do it if he thinks he's about to die, or if he thinks it'll shut somebody up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to talk about the dynamic where Juno's like, "Hit me"?
Oh, fuck. I have that written down where I was like, wow, just like the most blatant manifestation of his self-hatred is right. Like, Peter being like, are you sure you don't want to hit me? And Juno's like, no, this is great. Just, what did you think about that?
I mean, we have some confirmation about Juno's. Anyway.
Were you gonna talk? Okay, whatever.
I'm not sure if they're trying to play it as like, haha, Juno's into like BDSM, or like, haha, Juno, or like, not haha, but like, or Juno is very willing to get hurt.
Yes.
I think there's an element of both because Rex is involved.
Yeah, Rex turns anything, a little bit innuendo-y, but
yes.
Yeah, but no, it's definitely
The first time they really touch each other is hitting.
Oh, fuck. Well,
yeah.
You just pointed that out.
I guess they were crammed in a broom closet.
They probably ended up
intentional touching.
Yeah, where Juno invited Peter into his personal space. It wasn't by necessity. Well, it was like it was by necessity in the sense that they would be chasing down by a monster. But he does invite Peter to do this thing to him. And it's like that's fucked.
Yeah.
That's not great.
And I'm going to go all the way to season 3 right now. I think that one of the big things that Juno and Peter are going to have to deal with is I don't think Juno has healthy ideas of romantic relationships. We don't know that for sure, but we know that we have not dealt with anything diamond related, and I think that we have enough evidence that Juno is not normally treated well in relationships.
Yes, I was this is so great. I was talking about this in a Discord server recently where we were discussing headcanons about Diamond, and people just yeah, we all just mutually kind of seem to agree that, like you said, that Juno, chances are, did not get a good sense of, I really do hope that they touch on that. I know they can't touch on everything. There's just too much to go through, but
they've hinted at it enough now. I feel like they have to.
Yeah, wouldn't that be wonderful and, I mean, heart-wrenching, but to see Juno get to, learn how to, accept more physical touch and not expect to be, hurt, that would be great.
It would be great. It would be so great.
Yeah.
There's one great fic, and I'll find it so we can link it, but where they're doing some kind of heist at a party and Diamond is just there. Just total coincidence.
And fuck. Yes, please.
You read that one?
I've read a different one where it was an ex, and there was a beautiful line in there about how they were together because they loved hurting each other, but I don't think that's
I know what one you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about a different one.
Yeah, no, please link that one.
Feral.
Oh my god, I want to read the fuck out of that, please.
We should probably put some kind of trigger for I don't know, implied domestic violence.
Yeah, definitely.
Unhealthy relationships. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I went back through the script for this episode.
Yes.
And where Juno sits in the murder chair and he's like, can we please just have a minute of quiet?
And then there's this pause, and then
the stage direction is literally Rex cannot be quiet a moment.
I wonder if that's Rex or Peter.
Honestly, I don't know. I could see both. Yeah. Okay, so that's part 1.
Yay!
Shall we part 2? Cecil time?
Oh, man. Oh, Cecil time. Oh, God. I punched Cecil for a while. It was pretty great.
Love that line. Love that we get some of Juno's non-binariness in the first episode.
God bless.
Although, when they wrote the original Murderous mech, I don't think they knew Juno was non-binary.
No, it starts sneaking in more in season 2, I've noticed. There's not a lot of reference to it in season 1, but then you get, right off the bat with season 2, there's, a person in the street yelling, "Out of the way, lady!"
Yeah. No, it's,
fuck yeah.
Haven't you ever seen a lady chase after a cat before? I love kitty cat
Even
caper.
better.
Yes.
Yeah, but they probably didn't. Yeah, so I'm glad they went back.
Yeah, I agree. I think I listened to a commentary track or something, or maybe a Q&A, and Sophie and Kevin were like, there's a line in Prince of Mars that's where Juno and Alessandra are bantering for the first time, and Juno says, a lady's got to have her secrets. And Alessandra's like, well, then a lady's going to go home. That's when they decided that Juno was a lady.
That's great. Oh my god.
Good and valid.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, I've forgotten. I'm so excited to go back through these with you because I've forgotten a lot of the stuff that happens in between these.
Right?
Yeah. So I'm pumped for all but the episode where he forcibly kisses Alessandra. Everything else I'm ready for.
That's the next one.
No!
Yeah, I'm gonna be mad.
It's
Sophie,
okay.
Kevin, I love you dearly. Y'all are wonderful. You fucked up on that one. We'll talk about it.
And you acknowledged it, so we're good.
And you did. You acknowledged it.
Yeah.
Okay, part two. But the makeup, I love it. okay, here's the big thing I want to think about. Is Cecil just, does Cecil, by all accounts, Cecil likes Juno. Like,
Yes.
they were friends once. Why is Cecil trying to kill Juno now?
You know, I really don't think that Cecil, like, from my backed up viewpoint, I really get the sense that Cecil doesn't understand consequences. Like, I don't think he realizes that if he kills Juno, Juno will be dead. Like, I think he's lived in television for so long that, like, the concept of someone actually remaining dead forever, like, even, like, his dad, I don't think, I think he probably doesn't expect that to, I don't know. So maybe, I don't know if he's trying to actively kill Juno so much that he's just having fun and not really thinking about what any of it means.
Yeah, I agree. I think, yes. I think he's just a privileged ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I am thrilled by, I think I was painting the inside of a escape room when back in Montana when I first heard this part of the episode, because my friend Mel introduced it to me at a cabin, but we only got so far. So we went through most of Second Citadel before I went back to my escape room and started painting. But anyway, this was
beautiful.
When I first heard Cecil's voice and then heard he, him pronouns, I was so just, I don't think I'd ever heard that before. Like, in my sheltered sort of universe in Montana, I was so thrilled.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So Cecil pretty quickly goes, like, talks about Ben.
Yeah.
And which makes me wonder, like, how publicized was Ben's death? Like, was there a lot of reporting on it? Like, why is that in the public record? Like, why does Cecil know about that? Did Juno tell him?
I'd never thought about that before. Yeah, why? I mean, I'm sure part of it is that they just needed someone to be able to say that so that we could. Yeah, but like within it doesn't erase the fact that the context is out there. And so within the story, yeah, what do you think? Sigh.
I don't know. No, it's okay. It's okay. I think I really like the idea of, I mean, I don't like it because it's terrible, but also I think it's a really good, like, device that makes sense if Sarah had a trial that Juno had to testify at, and the information from that trial was used in, like, stupid think pieces and shit to be like, this is why Hyperion is terrible, this is why Old Town's the worst.
Oh, that would be such an interesting, I mean, they have control over all television that's not, Radio Disney. Not radio, but
oh my god. I mean, literally.
Yeah, they could have covered the
Space Disney.
Yeah, they
Space Disney rap.
So other than Disney, why would Disney be interested in covering, the footage from a trial like that? But the juicy family drama might appeal to, the Kanagawas.
Yeah, but I mean, it might have just been like local news, because I don't think Juno would forgive the Kanagawas if they aired.
Yeah, that's true. He forget death threats. He just would never speak to any of them again. He would not be as, he's as friendly as I would describe with Cass. That would not be happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, it's very curious, yeah.
Juno is okay. First, check my back pockets. Super gay, so gay.
I was just gonna say about the pockets. Can I just?
Yeah. But also, Peter has no ass.
Oh, that's great.
As we've established.
Representation.
The fandom has decided. Who am I to disagree?
The thing about Peter is that every time I sit down to draw him, he comes out softer and dorkier. Yeah. And I used to be so upset with myself because I was like, Natalie, this is like, he is deliberately described as a fox with sharp teeth and like sharp, wit and like killer reflexes, and he has a knife, and you keep drawing him like he is made of pillows. And it's just but then like I think about this scene with Juno rifling through his pockets, and I remember that this is a man who had two halves of a sandwich in one right next to like a laser cutter and like some extra like syringes, and I'm like, yeah. Also, who just like
dork.
For no reason just nicked just because he could, just took a remote from the hotel they were staying at.
About it.
I just forgot about it. I mean, I think
shit,
Yeah. So after re-listening to this, I was like, all right, I'll stop beating myself up for this now.
You're valid, Rab. You're so fucking valid.
Sandwich man. I'm trying to think of something I can ask you about this, because you always have cool questions, but I don't know.
No, it's okay. I like the questions. I like doing it.
Okay.
But Juno shoves Rex out of the way and gets a spiky fist to the somewhere arm.
Oh, baby,
and, he's so willing to get hurt.
Oh, yeah. It's like, it's interesting because in a lot of ways, in a lot of Western media, that would be portrayed as a romantic moment, and there is still something that's really, I mean, like, my heart goes, oh, because, like, oh my God, he cares about him so much already. But at the same time, like, you do know that this is because Juno doesn't really care about himself, and like,
and that he would do it for literally any person.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, because any life, his whole goal is to save anybody he can, so there's a reason why he's alive. So like, I don't so that scene. But yeah, what were your thoughts when you listened to that again?
I think I wrote down trauma much.
I laugh, but I cry.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that is also interesting that this whole first mission with Peter, Juno keeps getting hurt. But we do get the amazing never tried eating cologne line, which is the first time Juno is just cute.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. And I think my heart... Yeah. My little heart just absolutely melted when I heard, like, Rex, like, shushing Juno as he, like, stitched up his arm. Like, hi. Ow. So sweet.
I think that Cass is going to turn back up in season 3, probably when we least expect it. She's off Mars. She's got... I love her. And I think introducing... I think it would be really great.
I can feel you leaning into the mic. I just think it would be really great. But Kat, you're so right. Cass is so... I need a Luna is so right button. But I love Cass. Oh.
We all love Cass. Cass is wonderful.
Yes.
I love that Juno has been redacted from like a fuck ton of Kanagawa streams.
do they just like blur over him, or are they not allowed to use the footage at all?
So.
I
hope they just blur over him and like mask his voice. He's a grumpy detective-shaped blur.
Rita has watched all the streams. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, she's so angry. She's like, you could be a stream star, which means I could be a stream star.
You could have been.
I can't do the voice. I'm not even gonna try.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
yeah, I do hope she comes back.
Like, with how much blood that Juno loses with the punching, when he's like punching Cecil, that's gotta be like real gory.
Yeah, glad we didn't have to see that.
Yeah.
Ooh boy. Ooh boy.
Also, Rex saying like playing doctor. God damn, Rex! Like, keep it in your pants.
God, everything about Rex. Oh my goodness!
Even hornier in the original.
Yeah, there were. Oh my god, I can't. That's why I can't understand. Oh, you know what was really wonderful?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just really excited to revisit that moment where the two of them turned to each other, and that didn't strike me as a Rex moment. That struck me as a Peter moment when he and Juno share a look, and they can just understand each other. Like, I feel like we might have revisited that in the most recent episode, The Man in Glass Part 2. Mm-hmm. But it was a real joy. You mentioned last time that there is always, this moment of synthesis when they decide to trust each other. And so, and so witnessing that again, I was like, oh, yep, there it is. There's the moment. They're doing the thing. But what were you going to say? A little something?
There's an even more direct parallel.
What? Where? Looking around like, oh.
Juno says, Peter's like, okay, we can figure it out or something like that. And Juno says, I think we will. And it's in the same tone as in Man in Glass Part 2. Yes, I think I like this plan. And the optimism.
Trading spaces. Wow. Oh my goodness.
I also think that it's really important that Juno can't save Cass. That the narrative that comes through is that you can't save people. And that Juno is duped again by someone he can't see.
That's pretty fucked up that the first case that we hear is by Juno's measure of failure, where he's, puppeteered and, kind of like how he struggles for the whole season 2, but whoopsie, kind of setting the tone.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Do you think Peter's responsible for Croesus's death?
No. I don't think so. I don't think anybody was really like, this is, I think, kind of a almost like a trolley problem. We're like, it's just kind of, I think it'll be up to everybody to kind of make their own opinion. But personally, I just think that there was no intent anywhere. It was like Peter was there to steal something. Croesus was there to check on his stuff. And Cass was just, frustrated and pushed him. And the case just happened to be there. But I don't know. Do you think that Peter, if Juno went back through the events, like, do you think he would ever be like, wow, I guess none of this would have happened if Peter hadn't fucking opened that case?
No. I agree. I think it was an unfortunate, like, set of events, but I don't think anyone's really at fault. Okay. Juno has oblivious idiot rights.
I'm thinking about Peter saying she did kill her father in reference to Cass, and I'm like, yes, kind of, Yeah, I
No, but
know.
like afterwards when they're like, Rex is like, it's so cold. Can you show me somewhere warmer?
Oh my god!
And it takes Juno so fucking long to figure out
What? He's
what
doing
Rex
the
is
mental
after.
math. Oh my god! What an
Yes.
idiot!
That
Oh
little,
my god! Yeah. Oh, you mean
oh,
oh, okay.
oh.
That sounds like the kind
So
of
I
yeah.
took him back to my place.
Yeah, a one night stand with a man I'm almost positive is a thief. This, yeah, sounds like this kind of self destructive behavior I need tonight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, God. You know, the
Um,
worst is listening to this with the context of the final resting place, like hearing Juno say, you don't have to go. Listen to me, you don't have to do this. And then Peter saying, of course I do. You know, the galaxy is much bigger than the two of us. My work, my life, I belong out there. I have to leave. But life can wait one night.
I can't.
Just
Oh,
fuck.
oh.
Oh my god. The whole time I was listening to that too, I was wondering when Peter wrote his note. I was like, when
Right?
do you...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I wonder how, I don't know. The handcuffs, Juno got so close. I don't know. They have to be in such close physical proximity while Juno monologues about how he figured it out.
Yeah.
It's gay.
Oh my god. You're so gay rights. Yeah, they're on the I
Gay
gotta
rights.
believe they're on the couch because that's where the note was between the couch cushions.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point they navigated away from Juno's wherever he keeps the desk, or I mean wherever he keeps his alcohol, and they I don't know.
At some point there was. Are we to believe this kiss became horizontal?
The real mystery is how far they got and how on earth, while they were doing this, Peter was writing behind his back or like fishing around for a key, and Juno was fishing around for handcuffs, which okay, I guess he just keeps in case of kinky emergencies in the living room. There's a lot of reaching for objects going on.
Right?
It's kind of
distracted kiss in the universe.
Yeah, oh my god, unfortunate. I can't really remember that. Oh, I gotta give one more parallel before I'm done that I didn't. I'm sure that you got this, but I didn't until today. So I was like, fuck. I was on my bike and I was like, fuck. But the end of this episode, Juno saying, when you get hurt by the big mean world, you lick your wounds, you start over, the world gets a little bigger and a little meaner, maybe you do too. And then I take my lumps, the world gets a little bigger, a little meaner, maybe I do too.
I think you reached like bat level noises there. I
live in the middle of the New Mexican desert now, so all the bats in the nearby area will suddenly know my emotions.
Yeah, I'm there for it. Like, be part of like a bat coven.
All right. But any other? Yeah. What have you got to? What have you got?
I mean, sadness mostly.
I'm sorry to laugh at your pain.
No, it's okay. I laugh at it too. Mostly, Juno's a goober. Looking back, Rex tries to act suave, but Peter's actually a goober.
We're
Goober
right.
City. I hope we see. Well, I'm almost certain we're going to see Sasha again, and I'm almost certain we're going to see Cass again. And yeah.
I am more and more every day convinced that you're right about Dark Matters, so I wholeheartedly agree about Sasha. I mean, she can't be gone the whole time. That'd be ridiculous.
Right?
Yeah.
She's hot.
Yeah, come on. Bring back the lesbian. We need
Sophie and Kevin seem to be really into giving the gays what they want this season. So I'm not backing down. There's a wish list here.
This will happen, and it will be happen soon. I'm terrified by these guys, honestly, because I'm like, where is their ceiling? Like what? Like when will they stop? Because I can't get a read on them. Like normally when I have a series, I will be aware of like where the limit is. I don't fucking know. Oh my god, they could give me anything. Yeah.
It could be anything. It could be anything.
Anything. Fuck.
Okay. I think we've talked about this episode for a very long time.
Me too. I'm very glad because I got to get all my feelings out.
Right? Same.
Yes.
So we should be back in 2-ish weeks after the second Citadel Part 2 to talk about the episode, my least favorite Juno episode, Prince of Mars. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. I'm gonna roast Sophie and Kevin. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
They gotta just be prepared for that. I love them.
Yeah, that's why we get to roast them. We will roast them gently, so that it's like a marshmallow with a little golden toast around the edges. It will be.
Yep.
It'll be gentle and loving, but we must do it.
We must do it. We must. Yes. We must.
All right. See you next time, everybody.
Bye, listeners, if you've stuck around this long. All right. Bye, Penumbuddies.